Valhalla from time to time when he behaves.
I know not, Loki.
I think what the High Watcher is trying to say is that simply being evil is not enough to condemn a man to death. This is Ingrid.
Perhaps.
He grins at you.
And what of this other? I'll try detect evil on
That's it?
Omast.
That's all you got? Says Trigger.
Gal just ignores him.
You're all in for it. No matter what you do for me. You're all in for it.
What about this Omast from character?
Okay, you then leave his little cell area as he's yelling at the top of his lungs. Groosh, groosh.
Might as well be shouting guilty,
Right.
guilty.
Okay, almost from it looks like he's well, he stinks like a distillery. He looks like he pissed himself in his sleep. He's wearing underclothes, and he's just he's lying kind of in a heap on a bench. He's got his back to you.
Detect evil.
There is no evil coming off Omast from.
More's the pity.
Yes.
I don't think I need to see any more.
Okay.
This creature is clearly against the people of this town. He has wickedness in his heart, and I have no doubt that he conspired to kill and enslave everyone.
I'm not wicked, says Omos as he moves over. You notice he's disheveled. He might have been beaten up a little bit.
No. No, you're not.
Help me, sir. Please. The Jarl, they heap rewards upon you. I'm sure that you could spare me with a word. Ask him for one of the favors. Come. There is no patience for Omas from the High Watcher. He's leaving. He says, come, and Ingrid glances at Sir Galeth for a moment, but then listens to her.
Does this man have any family?
No. My wife died of a horrible disease many moons ago.
No children? No brothers or sisters?
A hex upon me. A hex makes me drink. Yes. Yes. He's been warned many times, Galeth. But still, he is a weak man. And despite the prowess in his younger days, should not have been given such responsibility. The patrol captain, he wasn't here. If the patrol captain was here, it was your responsibility as city guard. Begins to sob. He's like reaching through the bars and kind of like touching your shoes, begging, please, I can change. Tears streaming down his face.
Take me to see the Jarl.
You leave the room. He's still begging. Thank you, thank you. What good will this do, Galeth? You already stepped out of place by confronting the Jarl in public. You're treading on thin ice. She's talking to you as you guys are like near the ladder to go up into the main part of the building.
I must follow my conscience. I believe that that wretched man deserves better than simply execution. Exile is what I would propose.
Exile is likely a prolonged version of death.
Yes, likely. But it gives him a chance to redeem himself, which is something that execution would never give him.
Might I suggest a not-so-public meeting with the Jarl?
I had intended for a private audience anyway.
She nods. Give me a diplomacy check to see if you convince Ingrid that exile would be better.
28.
Okay, Ingrid's willing to take you to the Jarl. The High Watcher's already left, like he's toddling off back to the temple kind of thing.
Leave this to the younger men.
Right, yeah.
This isn't my bullshit.
Given that the God of Guardians, having a guard fail is probably pretty bad.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
He didn't fail slightly or like partially. He failed magnificently and totally.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. And not once did he like ask for atonement in the eyes of Heimdall. Like there seemed to be some lingering, and he instead begged the stranger for forgiveness. Yeah, you might be going about it the wrong way.
I'm going about it my way.
I'm gonna make this Egrit's home. Egrit's oops. Egrit's house. Not Hozu. House.
Uzu.
Hozu.
When you got a pet wizard, you keep the pet wizard near. Yeah, I like it. Okay. Do you truly think that the Jarl will listen to you? The Jarl rarely goes back on commands, as per leaders. Right?
He may not, and that is his prerogative, but I cannot stand by and do nothing. I think I know the righteous thing to be done in this situation. And I can at the very least offer that suggestion. If he will not hear me, then he will not hear me. And I will not force the issue.
When you see Boros outside, he was leaning against the side of a house, he was smoking a pipe, and he perks up at you and gives you a nod, smiles at you. Oh, he likes the adventurers.
The shit disturbers.
Yeah.
Oh, the shit disturbers are in town!
Sir Galeth is what he says. Raises his
Boros, 'tis good to see you. How fare you on this day?
There was much fighting several days ago. Now, we rest for next fight. There are still thousands of them out there. More each day is what I'm told.
Have they attacked before?
Not in such numbers. Only small raids from the Orkneska, those dirty swamp dwellers. But if that force has deigned to come inside our walls, this may very well be the beginning of it. The beginning of war.
Count over 100 dead, burning in the pyres long through the night. That might make them think twice about trying such a thing again, especially after their infiltrators have been rooted out.
The people of Rovarm have suffered most against the Orkneska. They are the flank that guards the kingdom of Vosland. My Rovarem is Bjorn. He is from the Rovland. I am half, or he is from Vossland. I am half Voss, half Rov.
Why does the Jarl not call for aid? Has he no allies?
He would have to make a deal with another Jarl or go to King Thuon. King Thuon commands basically the fiefdoms of Rovland. Rovland has no true king. We are vassal? He looks for the right word. Still, many warriors are already in King Thuon's army. They are raiding. They left in the spring. Not many strong warriors left. Just guards is what he says, almost like it's a dirty word.
And king is out a Viking.
Rovarem Bjorn is Rovarem of dead Earl from different jarldom. He come to see, measure your Heil's.
Do these orcs
Stones.
raid other townships, other fiefs?
We are on edge of Rovland. This is most dangerous place, but Runeshoyde is strong. It is close to sea, has river close to mountain. It is the shield upon which the Orknesker come. It is why Bjorn came out here. If there is fighting to be had, it will be here.
Then it would be in the best interest of other Jarls to send their men to defend Runeshoyde.
As I said before, King Thuon claims many men for his raids on southern kingdoms. King Thuon hopes that strong walls and defenses of Runeshoyde will work. It is a good thing that you're here. Or I might be orc food at this point.
Well, the enemy has siege weapons and giants. I don't think there are walls big enough.
I saw what Ukar did to that one giant.
He's almost a giant himself.
Yes.
I wonder if everyone from his land is quite so large.
Perhaps he has come from the great family Vanir Racier. Come to fight on our side, huh? He gives you like this clasp on the shoulder, kind of rougher than you're used to.
My theory is that we were sent here through some divine will.
Yes, that is what the Jarl said. The Jarl has the ears of the priests.
Perhaps Zucker was sent by whatever god he worships.
Ah. Is it true that you do not know why you are here? They tell stories of heroes that walk by way of stones, and they come here and walk amongst mortal men, huh? You're not these heroes?
I don't think that I'm a hero, Boros.
That is a hero thing to say.
There are many stories of heroes from where I am from. They were made of sterner stuff and had greater deeds. I am just a knight. I'm doing the best that I can, carrying out the legacy and the wishes of an old man.
One day a funeral is done. When they finish stoning that man, and killing that orc, we shall drink, eh?
Yes, it's been too long since I've had a feast.
Ah, he's excited that you will eat and drink with him. So, good.
Well, hospitality is refreshing. It is good to be amongst honest folk.
Okay, Ingrid has gone inside, and then she comes back out.
Will the Jarl see me?
Of course.
This is good.
You are the heroes of Salr Wyrmbein, she says. She... Give me a sense motive.
22.
It's not jealousy, it's... She doesn't like it for some reason.
It is to Nuada Silverhand that the glory should go. It was his will, his wisdom that we be brought here.
Okay, her face softens a little bit at the mention of that, and she just waves you inside. It looks like Jarl has already started his feast. Strange that he's not down with the other funerals of the townsfolk and that sort of thing. Perhaps that's already gone on, or he's trying to forget the death of his own son. You're not sure.
Envisioning the Twin Towers scene.
Yeah, he seems to be the only one eating. His consort is there, and you caught a glimpse of in a back room that she was looking at many of the spoils. Like, the spoils that you were delivered are not the only spoils that were on the field. Like, there's like a room chock full of like weapons and armor and things that were dropped in the battlefield and coins and such.
Gallup approaches, respectfully quiet, waiting for...
Is it, sir, where you come from? Is that the title?
If you please.
I am a man that respects titles and honor, says the Jarl. Of course he is. He's Jarl.
Thank you, honored Jarl.
He waves Ingrid off. She goes off and stands up to the side. The shield maiden, Lyasdottir, has told me that you wish to have a word. Something to do about the prisoners.
Yes. I finished meeting with them, and I have spoken with your... gosh, what is that guy's name? The old dude.
Oldie McBeardus.
Oh, listen. I've spoken with your man.
High Watcher Trath.
He went with Oldie McBeardus.
Oldie McPherson. The Orkneska, you call it, Tregor. He has a foulness within him. He is no doubt a worshipper of dark powers. I have no doubt in my mind now that he is guilty of everything you say that he is.
I'm glad that your conscience is assuaged, but I did not take my command and right to judge lessers before me uninformed, he says. He's grabbing another leg of chicken.
Forgive my hastiness, then.
He waves his hand like, it's forgiven, but it's kind of like, don't do it again. The Landgiver's
the other
there.
matter is, I've come to ask for the favor you've offered, if it's still on the table, so to speak.
He gives you a look like he's not surprised. Using the chicken bone from the chicken that he just... he kind of like, yes, what is it?
Waving chicken at you.
Omos Froom is a wretched man. He is a coward, a drunk, and arguably a traitor.
Yes.
But he is not evil. There is no corruption within him, simply weakness.
He's not...
I ask, as my favor, that you have him exiled permanently, rather than executed. May the gods grant him the wisdom to find some way to redeem himself away from here.
Exile? Yes. course, that is within my power to decide the way that a man shall be punished for his crimes. He drops the chicken bone down and kind of looks for something to wipe his greasy fingers on. He chooses some sort of pelt that's overlapped on the armrest of his chair, kind of just wiping it off. However, if war is upon us, these Orkneska and full-blooded orcs, I am told, something the likes of which has not been seen in several hundred years. If war is upon us and the fell one-eyed god, this blasphemy to our dear All-Father Odin, then sending the captain of our guard, a spineless worm, out into the wilderness to be captured by our enemies, is not something I'm willing to do.
Smart.
He shall be replaced by someone that is much more competent, and one that does not have the weaknesses of character. I am ashamed to be from the same place as him. He is no Rovlandic man. He is a worm, and back to the earth we shall send him, in a shallow grave with his head face down for a feast of the bugs. He will not be burned in honor. He will not die in combat. And I doubt very well that any of the gods of the Aesir, the Vanir, will take him. To hell with him.
Very well.
This guy's not only punishing him in life, but you actually might be hinting that he's fucking around with where the guy's soul's gonna go.
Uhtred will solve that problem. Somebody's gonna go, that was a fucking pretty metal way to go. I'll take it.
I will be watching tomorrow to make sure that you cast a stone, Sir Galeth.
And if you will not grant me this request, grant me trial by combat. If I am to strike him, it will be with my sword, not with a stone.
You can go last. It's what the other priests and those who abhor this sort of punishment do. Everyone must cast at least one stone. There are many that will cast more than one. Give me a diplomacy check. There are penalties because you called him out.
27.
27? Yeah, he's willing to have this back and forth with you, and then give me a sense motive.
16.
You doubt that there will be any outcome that is less than you not getting what you want on this subject. Like he's playing chess with you right now. It's like this chess of influence.
Time to go around the town and turn them against him. Oh wait, sorry, I'm lawful good. Whoops. Torches and pitchforks, that's a different character.
Mulgrimir!
Right. Yeah, I was just thinking about if I were playing a different character, how different this would be. We were like, this is our town! Get out, plebe!
I will, however...
The invasion hasn't stopped. Sorry.
I will, however, allow you to request something else at a future time. I will extend the lordly gift of favor. However, this man is already condemned. By his own ineptitude and by the state that our fair home is in. That's the 27 got you that.
You didn't burn up your favorite.
I thank
It's
you,
still
Honorable
good, it's still
Jarl.
good.
I thank you for granting me this request and showing me the wisdom that you have as a leader.
I shall see you this evening then when we pay respects, he says as his wife kind of glides into the room, or his consort glides in the room, and her hand kind of goes almost automatically into his left hand. When we pay the respects to the White Wizard, it would be a good thing for people to see you dressed in your armor, standing at the White Wizard's side as an honor guard, as the gods take his soul.
I will be there for his last rites.
I assume one of you will want to light the pyre. Apparently they burn people here. Galeth, you're from a culture that has burials. You have sacred ground and you put people on the earth. They apparently burn people.
Well, I'm somewhat familiar with Vosslandic culture.
Yep.
Somewhat.
It's just this is like it's being reinforced quite quickly.
You guys are weirdos. I think perhaps it might be best that someone who knew him better be the one that light the torch and the pyre. I cannot say that any of us knew the White Wizard.
Then how is it that you got here, says the consort with a smile.
I've already explained this. It was the god's will. The Silver Hand guided me here. The Jarl said so himself.
Same silver hand that you wear?
It is.
It's pretty, she says.
It's a trap.
I appreciate your saying so.
She smiles politely at you. You
Marty, at the next break, let's restart the stream. We seem to have a buffering issue.
Okay. Although I'm seeing dropped 0 frames on.
Yeah.
Are we seeing the issue on our own end too?
Not our end. Just Cyrix is seeing it.
Oh no. Oops. And I'll actually push us to the map where the conversation's happening. There we go. My bad. There's Jarl Hyatt and his consort. And some of the bodyguards that are in the room. We look forward to hearing and telling the tales of many of your exploits, Sir Galeth. You and your companions are an enigma to us, yet this is not the first time that our people have had visiting heroes from afar. You are most welcome here.
I thank you for your kind words and your hospitality.
She smiles warmly at you. Give me a sense motive.
Is this a bluff-related sense motive?
Yep. She gets a 21.
16.
She's a nice woman.
She seems nice. Yeah.
She seems nice. She doesn't want to jump any of the bones. Nope. And 20 charisma dude just shows up. And
She's also...
Hey, 18.
She's finely dressed and she seems to like jewelry.
Cool. Jarl, with your permission, I'll take my leave.
He nods. He seems to really like the fact that you asked his permission. Ingrid leaves. She salutes the Jarl and then marches out.
He gives a bow until we meet again.
He seems to find your over stuffy exit maybe a little bit amusing because the consort's now giggling, kind of like they're kind of laughing about something and you don't know whether it's you as you were leaving or maybe it's something they just said quietly amongst husband and wife fish, so yeah.
I come back with my horse and slay them.
Your mockery will...
Your mockery will
right
get you everywhere.
All right. Sure. You can see that there are carts that are being moved. Like it looks like they've got things in them, probably more spoils. They were shown to the Jarl, and they're probably being moved off somewhere into the town. Sir Galeth. He might be right about sending him off. If Orkneska, they have been raiding. Long since any of people from Runeshoyde have farmed up a certain river valley towards the swamps where the Orkneska come.
Yes, the Jarl's right. Letting him go only puts the town and the people at further danger. I may not like it, but execution is the most expedient way to deal with his crimes.
Okay, they are building a pyre out front. Some of the townsfolk and the guards.
Hey, what are they gathering all that wood and oil for?
Make big fire.
Stumpworth doesn't like fire. No, but seriously, for what?
Apparently they burn their dead here.
Ah. I suppose ashes can help a bit. Return to nature and all.
Zildjian just kind of shrugs, like...
Who are they burning? I believe they're creating a pyre for the wizard that they've been visiting all day. Says Lockwood. Why would we want to burn the wizard? There's still things we can learn from him.
They're sending him to be with his gods. Or their gods.
Bogen.
Yes.
Whatever that means.
What does that word mean? He says it all the time.
It is name of wizard. Tahagan Ibogen.
Apparently Uka knows this wizard.
Do you? Do you know him?
He is great hero that was spoken of by shaman. Master of all man and beast, protector of many spirit.
I highly doubt it.
Tahagen de Boogen?
Ibogen.
E-Boogen. Alright.
Is there a translation for that?
He's hardly... While I appreciate the trinkets he was carrying, these are hardly artifacts. These are things that one would expect to find on a lesser wizard. Logok starts laughing. As he's wearing the robes. Excuse me, bathing dwarf. It wasn't like I was expecting to come.
Let's room at home.
I didn't say anything. You said it. I was scribing a book, copying one book to another. You know what learned people do: read books.
Ike Emi no Tahagan de Bogen.
I don't know if our runestones are working correctly. It's still gibberish.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything either.
Maybe it doesn't mean anything. Maybe he's just making fun of us. Are you making fun of us?
No.
Well, he's laughing, he's making fun of us.
It's just his name, or what his people know him by.
It is man with great staff of white dragon.
Ingrid, what do you know of the White Wizard? The elders say that he is one that walks by way of stone. That he always was. And if the stories are right, he's ancient. Older than dragons, she says as she waves her hand around the room that is made from dragon bones and the huge dragon,
Perhaps he's,
mouth that they've put the the funerary bed kind of near the dragon mouth, like the dragon's got his jaws open and there's the white wizard. He is friend of those who walk by way of stone. The heroes that came before, she waves around the room. He is known.
Geza. Zucker points to the statue over here. Geza.
Is that what he's called?
Geza.
The statues in behind are the Asia and Vania. The rest are some of the heroes that have visited this hall before, that have stayed at the hall as per past jarls and leaders of the town. Some of these heroes were great beings, were champions of good. She glances at Galeth as she's kind of realizing that Galeth's got a very strong moral spine. Others were tricksters who followed the path of Loki. And everything in between.
We have stories of a powerful wizard from where I'm from, a magician.
Everyone's listening.
There's one figure that almost every boy knows. Merlin, the wizard. He was said to guide Arcturus in his search for the Sangria. That was long ago in the Age of Heroes.
Is Merlin still alive?
It is said that Merlin aged backwards. He started life as an old man and grew into a young boy.
So I look for baby wizard.
Perhaps.
Powerful smell, little wizard.
However, the stories say he vanished beyond the mists and is never seen again. So perhaps he is dead.
Well, if that's Merlin, he's definitely dead.
Well, he's an old man.
Poor little boy.
One would expect great wizards of legend to have much more powerful things they're carrying.
Maybe he is powerful things.
Perhaps, but it would be foolish to walk around carrying everything you possessed at all times. Even I don't sleep in my armor with my lance in my hand.
You sure about that?
Maybe he used powerful things to bring us here.
Are you saying there was a chance that we all could have died being transported that way?
Well, how should I know? Do I look like a magician to you?
No, you don't.
Yeah, but it was a rhetorical question.
I ain't never met a magician before. Only magicians
Well, I've
around
only
where
ever
I'm from
seen-
ruin the place.
I've only ever seen drawings in books. And then, of course, there's always the charlatans who draw the same inspiration.
Uker is going to start trying a sleight of hand routine with a potion bottle.
Okay, sleight of hand versus perception checks if you're paying attention, Nuker.
Go ahead.
21! I succeed!
So,
I successfully...
so he does the what is the word? The Lagarde domain.
Okay, I got a 38 on my perception
Oh,
check.
you see what pocket he tucked it in.
Yeah, it's right there, you big liar.
Oh, you didn't see... You don't know! You don't know!
I'm
Marvelous.
starting to question whether that stone you was carrying is even real. You big fibber.
You don't know.
You are a man of many talents, Zuka. Large, quick, strong of mind. You would have made an excellent knight.
Bokari. Not knight.
Well, there's one thing for
Okay.
sure that I can tell you about the White Wizard. He appeared before us. Stumpworth the second. Don't tell him about the other two. Stumpworth the second was slain by some trolls, and I had to regrow him. And the White Wizard appeared one night when I was sleeping, and gave Stumpworth this.
He shows you the rune stone.
And I think he made him grow real big. Real quick, too. Stumpworth the third came back bigger than the other ones. Bigger than the other ones.
Big is good. Big is strong.
I have no idea who he is.
Says Oberon.
The aunt...
In the stories, it said that all the magicians knew each other.
I prefer the term wizard. And not all wizards know each other. The only wizards that I'm familiar with are elven.
Elven. I've only heard about elves in stories.
What is elf?
I'm an elf.
It's the ears. That's what tips you off.
You're not an elf. Elves are short. You're too tall to be an elf.
Lockric's laughing.
Are you serious?
They call them squealings around these points. Yes, an awful word.
Squealings? What's...
Squealings.
It means roughly foreigners or someone from over there. Is maybe a way to look at it.
Oh.
We're all squealings, then. I can attest. He's an elf. I've seen them before.
Says Lemio.
Well, thank you, Lemmy.
Well, I thought you were an elf, Lemmy.
No, don't be silly. I'm way too small.
Oh,
But elves are small.
You are not midget.
what's a midget?
He is a person who's
Small, magical, pointy ears.
I'm done with this conversation. Says Oberon, rubbing his temples. He returns to some books.
He's really frail, that one. He gets headaches all the time.
Well, could be a side effect of the...
If you must know, I'm a gnome.
Could be a
No.
side effect of the wand up his ass.
Lockric's
He has
just
a
nodding.
wand up his ass.
Oh, it would explain his rude demeanor. I'd be cranky too if I had something stuck up my bumhole.
I don't think that's the best place to put wands.
No, I'll tell you one thing. You sit on narrow, it gets you quite cranky too.
Ingrid's wandered over and she's praying before a particular statue, which must be Heimdall.
Heimdall.
She has a hard time following your conversation because part of it's in Vostlandic and part of it, lots of it is not.
it's
As
just
you're all
another
yammering
random
away
stuff.
in your maiden tongues, able to understand each other.
Uker, this is a strange world. Elves are tall, and what I know is elves are gnomes. It's ridiculous.
I don't know no more elf.
And yet they call them Skraelings.
Do you have Nagani here?
What in the heavens is an Agani?
Oh, I
Big snake people.
Snake people? Why on earth
Yeah.
would you want that?
They give good massage.
I'm not even going to ask.
Lokric just chuckles to himself.
Very strong.
You must be from the weirdest world of them all, big man. The giant
Is everyone
man
as
lift.
big as you are from where you're from?
Where are all of you from? Says Lokrik finally.
I suppose that's a good question.
Gazarija.
Gazu.
Kuriku.
Where is that? Over the sea?
How do you think that you got here?
I don't even know where here is.
There was a bad party, and then bright light, and then fall here.
The world is called Vosgard. We are in Rovland, north of Vosland.
And how do you know this,
Empire.
Lokrik?
My people came here long ago. The Voslander king bequeathed some land high up in the mountains. They gave us a place to live. As we discussed before, my people are from Crucible, the same world that Oberon's people are from, but not the same world that Oberon came.
No, Oberon said he was from Mythloros, which is where
Worlds?
the elves. That's where the elves.
What do you
Yeah,
mean,
oh.
worlds?
Well, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
You might want to sit down for this one, lad.
Very well. He takes a seat on a bench or whatever's available.
Lokrik then tells you that there's probably many worlds out there. Places that where menfolk and other things live. He speaks that he's from a completely different place called Crucible.
Oh, like Avalon or Arcadia.
He nods, probably not knowing what those are, but he says that you can't reach these places by ship. You have to reach these places by magic.
Galith nods. That makes perfect sense to him. Those are in the stories that he read as a child.
My people are from Crucible, but when the Draco Rage happened, the clans were shattered, and many dwarves traveled to different worlds. We are known as the Migrant Clans. There are thousands of us out there, searching for new homes, or perhaps a way back. I have never seen Crucible, but I know it from story. Long ago, we came here to Vosgard and met the Voslander king who had heard of dwarves through stories, and granted us a small place in the mountains near a lake, where my clan remembered the great lake and mountains on Crucible. And
The elf who raised me said Crucible was ruined by dragons.
Yes,
You got dragons here?
there are dragon-like things, drakes mostly, but the stories of this world speak of dragon-like beings called Lenorm. However, I think they are more elemental than they are craven. Still, we should not fight Lenorm. Should we come across it?
How big are London?
He points up the dragon skull.
Us big.
Yeah, it's like a great worm red dragon skull.
Do they have language?
Yes.
Quite sizable.
Do you know language?
No.
I know the language. Like any good wizard does.
He's listening to your conversation from the other room.
You teach me language, I fatten you up.
Yes, we should probably learn this Voslandic language, if you don't mind teaching us.
I'd be happy to teach any of you.
I would
I'd
very,
like to learn it.
I would very much like to learn the language of giant. Says Lokrik. And I would be happy to help teach Voslandic. So apparently you guys make a pact with like language sharing, and that might be the first information sharing amongst the group. Once we've reached the 1 month mark in the folding of time, with like training and that sort of thing, you guys can add the languages you get from leveling and spending points in linguistics.
Don't worry, I'll teach them all high dynastic so that they can talk with royalty on my land.
We're never going there.
So, Sir Galeth, how do you describe your world when they're kind of going around the...
I come from a place not too different from where we are now. It is green, trees are plentiful, the seasons are long and varied. It is not hot like in the north, nor cold as in the south. Lords rule there in castles. It is this is not so different from where we are.
And how is it that
Yup.
you know how to speak Forslandic?
It is not an uncommon tongue in my land. Raiders come from beyond the sea, and that is their language. So if you wish to treat with them or fight with them, you must learn it. I've heard stories of battles and wars between the men from over the seas and the kingdoms from which I am from. Knights battled with men from ships.
Which means that the people from this world have a way of getting to yours.
You could get home if you wanted. Maybe
Might
we
as
all
well.
can.
I don't even know that this is a different world. It could be simply across the sea.
So that's what I was thinking. I was just thinking maybe I'm farther north than what I was before. You know, farther than I ever been or heard of.
Somebody in this town may have a map. Perhaps once we get a map, you may recognize your home,
says Lowkirk.
Still, the flash of light that brought us here.
I wasn't on Vosland or Vosgard when we got here. I was on the Yig, and I travelled by way of the Yig.
What's a yig?
Yggdrasil. It's the biggest tree you ever seen. It stretches into every place, in every prime world.
That's an awfully big tree.
It is.
And I don't know what you're talking about. Not really.
It takes days to just travel one of the branches, and there's great branches. And you know these gods that they keep on talking about, Odin and such. The gods live in the tree, like way high up in its branches.
God's tree.
In a way, yes.
You're telling me you can go visit their gods up in your tree?
Oh yes, it's not the part that I'm from. I'm from the fourth branch of Midgard. Tree's real big. I've wandered it all my life.
Gallus sitting there imagining the biggest tree he's ever seen. He's like, yeah, that's it.
It's probably bigger than that.
Don't worry, I'll take you there someday. If we find
By
a
the
tree,
sounds of it, you can take me anywhere once we get to that tree.
that's true. Its branches and leaves poke into many worlds. Its roots even. And even onto the plains themselves, the homes of the gods. Isn't that right, Stumpworth?
Quite a fanciful tree, then.
On the tree, I saw orcs. And they too were crying out to this god, this horrible one-eyed god.
So that's where the orcs came from, your tree.
I think they were invading. That's when they They unearthed some sort of titan that was trapped inside the tree. It was a horrible thing, isn't it right, Stumpworth? It almost squished us.
You
And
come
then-
from a very strange place, my little elven gnomish? Gnomic?
Noomish.
Name's Lemio.
Lemmy.
Don't forget the O. It happens at the end.
Lemio.
That's right.
It is a good name. It suits you.
Hey. My family thought so. So do my mother and father when they named me.
I've often heard that elves are wise. I'm sorry, gnomes.
I don't understand why it's so hard. Human.
See, you understand.
And why it's necessary to call each other by our race.
That is good point.
You thought you heard him mutter monkeys. Hey, you asked for it. When I asked for, like, who should the DM NPCs, I was like, a good old-fashioned dwarf and a racist elf. I'm like, oh, God. We produced 2 stereotypes. All right.
Perfect.
Okay, so you guys sit around and chit-chat about your worlds a little bit. You don't delve too much into the craziness that brought you here, I suppose. There
I
are
don't know what the craziest problem here is.
people do spend this day mourning. At the evening, they do come and pay their respects and basically ask for the blessing of the gods. As they take his most divine servant and friend, which is the White Wizard, and deliver his spirit back to them. And if there aren't any arguments, they do take his body to the pyre.
Luca wants to light it.
Okay. The Landgiver doesn't seem to like the fact that that Uker steps forward to light it, but nobody else argues with the strong man.
Ever.
And
What does an 800-pound Uker do?
Uker
Anything
goes,
he wants.
and they've already doused the the funerary pyre with oil, so you kind of light it along the sides, and it's soon.
I light it with an alchemist bomb.
Okay. It goes up in flames right away, but curiously, as the flames begin to burn the old man, the flames turn blue and then white.
They got weird fire here too.
Tagani Boogan.
A celestial spirit of the wizard begins to rise from the corpse.
We might just take a 5-foot step back.
Knowledge religion? Do I recognize it as being a celestial entity?
Yeah, give me a second. Celestial is using loosely.
It's one of them loose celestial.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the knowledge religion?
Oh, I was gonna wait for you to let me roll it. 9!
It's for usually when people die, their spirits aren't visible.
Detect evil!
Okay, so you're detecting evil, and you're like, oh, the spirit isn't. And as it's rising into the sky, you notice there's this kind look on its face, and it bows towards you guys. But then your detect evil catches a glimpse of something evil, and your hand tremors, and Galeth goes to one knee, as you realize there's this swirling dark form in the sky that tries to wrap itself around the spirit of the old man, that then sort of streaks off into the night, and then the black thing screeching into the night, the Nethergeist, goes streaking after it.